Hi, I'm Firefighter Ray, and today we have a special show for you. We are at the Chuck Varice Extrication Tournament. Chuck Varice passed in 2008 on April 15th. He died in a motorcycle accident. He was struck by a drunk driver. And I'm with his father, Robert Varice, but everyone calls him Beefy. If you go to Northport and you mention Beefy, everybody knows Beefy. And Beefy organized this tournament in memory of his son. And Beefy, tell me about the tournament.
Well, you know, the tournament started out with a bunch of friends. We wanted to build something in the township, camaraderie-wise, you know, just to be some friends. And my son had died right before we did the tournament. So these guys, this wasn't my idea. These guys said, you know what, we're going to do this tournament in memory of his son. And I was taken back. You know, it was really nice. I wouldn't have done that, but it was really good. And as time has gone on, this is number 7 now. Number 7. And, you know, those guys are still my friends, but it really somehow just became my labor of love, and it really is. And I organize the whole thing. I got a lot of friends. I mean, you can look around here, you see the people in the kitchen, you're gonna see my family. Everybody's involved. You know, it's a nice thing. I still think that brings everybody together. You know, the people pay an entry fee, and everything is free the rest of the day. They're having breakfast, they're having a big barbecue lunch.
So anybody from Northport can come down?
Anybody can come down.
Anybody can come down.
Anybody. You know, we're not gonna turn away anybody. There's no entry fee. You come down. This is just old-fashioned. Come down and have lunch with Chuck. You know,
how many teams we got here today?
We got 21 teams here today.
How many cars we cutting up?
Well, we got 30 cars we can do. So, you know, believe me, I got my last 2 cars yesterday. So, without Gershow, they'd let me borrow the cars. Without the cars, you could have all the hamburgers in the world. You're not having a tournament like we're having. So
now, your son Chuck loved that.
If you look at it on the banner over there, the first one, Chuck was a tool guy. He was a big boy, a lot bigger than me, bigger than you. And he would grab the tool, and that's what he loved to do. So. Just thought it was fitting to put this in his name and continue on the tradition. So, you know, like I said, you're wearing a shirt. It's just a great thing to memorialize him for the day. You know, it's a nice thing. You know.
How can another fire department? How can somebody find out how to get into this tournament?
Yeah.
Just call the Northport Fire Department.
Call the Northport Fire Department. I mean, Suffolk County Chiefs. I'm an ex-chief. Everybody knows. Everybody knows who I am. You know, I could get scared. I can't deal with over 30 teams. I really can't. You know, okay. You look at, I'm limited to space, you know, but I would never say no either. You know what I'm saying? I would say, sure, do you want to be in? Come on in. You know, then I would probably get into trouble. But so far, it kind of balances. It works itself out. You know, I let people know. They know what's happening. I'll tell everybody today, you know, plan on next year. It just kind of, you know, I don't know who's coming until like last night. This morning, people are still coming. You know, it's very hard. I mean, I have food here for probably easy 300. Okay. I have T-shirts for probably 600. You know, so. But I mean, it's a great day.
It's a great day.
You know, it really is. And like I said, Will's helping out.
Yeah, we got his whole family. Will, Jenny,
Jeannie. This is my pop, Bob. My daughter Becky.
And Becky. Very nice.
We're stuck on the bees.
Stuck on the bees, Bob, Becky, I love it. Yeah, and Beefy, and we got Beefy.
And Billy.
And Billy, and don't forget Billy.
He loves Billy.
Well, we're gonna have a fun show. We feed sausage and peppers. We're gonna make a little sausage and peppers. I made them last night with Ray Maloney.
Yeah.
And let's get ready for another episode of Firehouse Kitchen. Beefy, this is gonna be awesome. The Extrication episode.
All right, great.
Hi. I'm Firefighter Ray, and today's fire fact is the extrication of a car. First things first, we're gonna chock these wheels so the car doesn't move. Now here comes the spreaders. The spreaders are gonna go in the window, against the roof, and against the door. That causes the door to separate from the car, breaking the latch so the door can open. Okay, there goes that door. Now we're gonna open the door and we're gonna attack the hinges. Those are the cutter tools. These tools can pretty much cut through anything. Those Hearst cutter tools, those are the ones that are referred to as the jaws of life. And they're gonna cut the hinges of that door. Let's see what happens. And there goes one pin. We are at the Chuck Varice Extrication Tournament with the Huntington Manor Fire Department performing for us. And there goes that other pin, and now they're gonna take that door so we have a nice clear view of the victim with nothing obstructing us. Now we're gonna work on that other door. In these tournaments, they are timed, these firemen, on how fast they can get the doors off, sometimes how fast they can get that roof open, so they can have a nice, clear view of the victim with having no objects in the way. Oh, there goes that other door. Here we go. All right, jaws of life to work. And then we're gonna start working on the roof. I just want to say thanks again to the Huntington Manor Fire Department, and thanks to the Chuck Varice Extrication Tournament. I'm Firefighter Ray, and this is our Fire Fact for today. All right, now you just heard from Beefy. Today we're at the Chuck Varice Memorial Jolt Tournament. And we're gonna make some sausage and peppers. It's a great tournament. Everything's free. It's for the community of Northport. And they're gonna cut up a lot of cars here today. They're gonna have lots of fun. I'm here with Ray Maloney. He runs all the cooking down here at the Northport Fire Department. And Ray, tell me a little bit about the Chuck Varice Memorial and Jolt Tournament, everything that's going on.
Chuck Varice was Beefy's oldest son. And we had been to Yaphank on Monday night, and he blossomed. He became an more interesting person, more adult than he had been. And I was pleased with that, because as an officer and whatever. At any rate, the next morning on his way to work, he was riding his motorcycle. He was struck by a car, came across the road, a drunk driver, and killed him. And that was right here between Centerport and Northport. And one of the flip things in the story is that the first chief on scene was his uncle, Jimmy Varice, and didn't recognize him. His brother was on the first new engine and recognized the bike. And so it was a very tough time in Northport. Beefy was a brand new chief with us, and Chucky was blossoming. He was coming along and just a nice kid. The Chiefs Council in the town of Huntington, they decided to have a Jolt tournament, Jaws of Life tournament, and this tournament was supposed to revolve around the township. And well, it turns out we hosted the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 now, I think. And we have the ideal spot for it. The rest of the township supports us. I get kitchen help from other departments. They get judges from other departments. So it's an inclusive program that really brings the fire departments together and makes it work real well.
Wow, that's unbelievable. I know when I spoke to Beefy, and one thing that was terrible is Beefy wasn't home. He was actually in another state, and I know the town of Islip, and they got him flown in on Southwest Airline, right. And then I know the police all got together, and the cops there, they got him a car, they got him back here as fast as possible, and it's just. It's hard, when anybody dies. It's hard when a firefighter dies, but when you have such a young life taken by such a stupid thing like drunk driving.
Absolutely.
So this Jolt tournament, is a celebration. It's not mourning his life; it's a celebration of his life and how good he was. He was really into the Hearst tool, and
yes.
And we're gonna have fun, cutting up cars today in memory of Chuck.
Absolutely.
All right. So our main thing on the menu today is
sausage and peppers and onions.
All right, sausage and peppers and onions.
And we do the sausage. do the peppers, sorry, the green peppers are the sweetest of the peppers, and we mix with red peppers and sometimes yellow. This year, I don't have the yellow. They cook, and you'll see that in the stove, they cook with the butter and a little bit of olive oil, and we reduce those. The onions cook in another pan, and I cook those with garlic because the garlic and the onion blend together. They work together real well, where the peppers, they'll eventually get in there, but in the meantime, those other two get to be a force of their own, if you will.
What were you saying about the green peppers? We use the green peppers?
The green peppers are the sweet peppers.
Those are the sweet babies.
Yes, and they hold it all together. We use the red peppers for a little bit of color.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that sounds great.
So,
all right. So, what are we gonna do first?
So these are the sausages, obviously, and we'll put they go into the oven, and we've already.
All right, we've already cooked some, right?
Yes.
We already got some bacon.
We do. We do.
We'll take these out. We'll get those out.
Yes.
And we'll put those. Yeah, you put them right there.
There they are, right there.
Put them right up to the side.
They're already cooked now. We haven't cooked the sausage, the peppers and onions yet, so I've got to turn that stove on and do those.
All right, turn the stove on.
Let's do that.
Get that cranking.
Yes.
And we're gonna have some fun here. Cooking some sausage and peppers. I love sausage and peppers. We just had a big fire class, ice diving, ice rescue class in Bayport, and we all go out on the ice, and I made sausage and peppers. And Ray, must be the name Ray.
Must be.
People loved my sausage and peppers. It's just Firehouse Kitchen. And Firehouse Kitchen donated all the sausage and peppers. So, all right, so we're cooking that up. How are we gonna cut these sausages up?
Yes.
We put them in, all right.
We cut the sausages on the bias.
All right.
And a little olive oil in here with these.
Very cool. I'm gonna get your big knife, right? You want your big knife?
Yeah, it's right there.
All right. Hi, I'm Firefighter Ray, and today's safety tip is always chocking the door. Now, this is a plastic chock that I'm holding here. You can also, they also have wood chocks that they make out of little, just 2x4s. They cut it into a triangle. But if this is a door, you could put the chock under the door, but that's not the best idea because it could always be kicked out by a fireman coming in. We like to put the chock in the hinge so the door can't close, okay? Now, the reason why we chock doors is we don't want the door to close onto the hose. We don't want the door to close behind us in case a fireman's doing a search and he gets lost. He always wants to get to that door. It also can let other firefighters know which room the firefighter's in. That door that's chocked, that's where he is. So it's very, very important to chock a door. Now, I was in Copiague, New York, right down on Long Island, and I saw a very, very cool little device. I have firefighter Dave Brink from the Lindenhurst Fire Department, and he's gonna explain to us exactly what I saw.
That's right. As you explained to you, you can use the old-fashioned chocks underneath, but it can be dislodged. So we came up with this unique device that we made up in our shop in Copiague, and it goes right over the hinge, just like this. And this way, no firefighter can dislodge it. It's inside the hinge, and no matter what you do, closing the hinge of the door, it's gonna stay on there. You can go to the high hinge, the middle, or even the low hinge.
Very, very nice.
Yep.
Thanks a lot, Dave. That
You're
was
welcome.
awesome.
Thank you.
All right, I'm Firefighter Ray, and today's safety tip is always chock that door. And remember, these tips save lives. All right. So,
Got the olive oil.
you need a little mixer for the
I do.
for the onions, and I got our big knife. Look at
All
this
right.
bad boy. This is what I like. And Ray, you said this is like your favorite knife, right?
Well, yeah, we'll stay with that one for now.
All right. We'll bring these out. We'll get ready to cut.
Okay.
Ray, I'm gonna let you do the cutting because if in past shows I've cut some things up and it just wasn't pretty.
We cut them on the bias.
Ooh, I like that.
That way they fit on the roll better.
Wow. That's different from my sausage and peppers. I would cut them in little rounds.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that comes out much nicer. It stays on the roll better. All right.
it does. It does. Gives you a little more length on the roll with the.
Yeah. You get more sausage in every bite, I think.
Absolutely.
That is awesome. That's a nice sharp knife.
Won't be.
I spoke too soon.
Run
There we
into
go.
that thing. No, they are sharp.
Now, Ray, you're also you're the fire safety at the scene safety, right?
I am an incident command safety officer. Yes.
Okay. Explain to America what that is. What is the incident the safety officer?
At any given incident, whether it be an MVA, motor vehicle accident, or a structure fire, or water rescues, we're employed, the safety officers are, to make sure that the scene remains safe And out of water rescue, for instance, we make sure the docks, everybody on the docks or around the boats have jackets on, life jackets. When the divers come out, we make sure we make sure that rehab is set up. So when the divers come out of the water, they go right to rehab. At a fire scene, we try to take all 4 positions around the building, and we have communication between ourselves. What we're looking for on the fire scene is extension of fire, hazards that the firefighters will run into, making sure they have both egress and exit from the building, and knowing who's inside. We try to keep a count of who's inside, and we in fact give the chief 10 minutes on air when they're on their packs. 10 minutes. We do a 10-minute mark. We do a 15-minute mark and a 20-minute mark. And at that point, we're looking to start to relieve those people inside, because a 20-minute pack, as you know, Ray, is you've about used it up. So we're the eyes and ears on the safe side for the chief. The chief runs the fire. We're an assistant to him.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
Well, and so you have probably, I would think, one of the most important positions there. You're looking out for the firemen. You know, the safety of the firemen. Yeah. You know, especially if that pack goes down. I actually took a bad feed once. I lost my. I was doing a search in a fire in Jamaica, and I got my mask caught on a doorknob, and I went to stand up, and you know, I got to the door, and I was getting out of the apartment, and my boot ripped it right off. This fire was still going, and I took it a bad feed. I was out for a couple of days. So imagine being deep into a fire and your pack runs out. You know, and that's just like a suction on your face. You gotta take that off, and you gotta take some stuff. So that's good. That's awesome.
And it's surprising when that happens and the pack goes off, the alarm goes off on the pack. Nobody recognizes that for the first few minutes for some reason. It's sort of a background noise, and then you say, wait a minute, I've got somebody down or somebody's out of air. So we respond on that, obviously. So.
Very cool.
Yes.
Now, how long have you been part of the North Shore Fire Department?
Northport?
Northport.
53 years.
53 years.
Yes.
Holy cow.
Yeah. So we.
I thought I had a lot with 10.
No, I'm 53. So what we're going to do now is put a little garlic in the in with the onion.
Okay. You want me to cut up a few more of these?
Yes,
you want to try?
if you would.
I'll cut it. And what do you call cutting it on the what?
On the bias.
On the bias.
Yeah, these are.
I like that. Yeah, let's try this way. All right. See, I'm not as good as he is. I'm butchering this.
Yeah, that got away from me.
Ray.
What's that?
I'm doing it terribly. I gotta get a little bit more.
You do.
Yeah, you think I'd be on a cooking show? You think I'd be a little bit kind of.
A little more coordinated?
A little more coordinated. You know what? I'll just cut this one in half.
That's okay.
And there you go.
However you cut them, I mean, they go on the roll and it's fine.
Okay. All right. So you want to take over for me? You want a little more? Oh, we got enough.
Let me finish this
All
one.
right.
And then we'll go back to the stove.
There you go. All right, looks a little bit like mine now.
We're going to go back to the stove now. We've got the red sauce to the tomato paste to put in with the sausage, peppers, and onions. We're going to mix the two of them together, and then we're going to add this to it.
Okay, very cool. Now, what I thought was cool is Ray was telling me last night you made creme brulee for the Ladies Auxiliary?
Yes.
Oh, that's unbelievable. And what other favorite dishes do you have?
Oh, pot roast is one of the ones we make a fair amount of.
Okay. Who does most of the cooking at home?
We split it. My wife does an awful lot of it. She's a very good cook. Mm-hmm. So I'm fortunate that, but we participate in the kitchen together an awful lot.
Okay, all right. You guys make meals together?
We do.
You do? Yeah, me and my wife don't.
Yes.
Well, maybe we do. She'll be making a meal, and then I'll come in and I'll bother her while she's making the meal.
There you go.
And then she throws me out of the kitchen when she's making the meal. So if that counts, I am kind of part of the meal for a few minutes as we do that. So we're mixing up the, it's all mixed together now.
Yes, it
so
is.
we got that together. Now we're gonna bring the sausage over and add it to it?
Yes, yes we will.
All right.
In fact, let me bring the pan right over there.
That's a good idea.
And we'll add sausage
That's
to
a
it.
great idea.
There you go.
Do this.
Yes.
Get it right in there.
All
Beautiful.
right.
Mix it up.
Put them back over
I'll
here.
cut up a couple more.
All right.
I'll do it a little bit more serious this time. See, I'm actually not that bad. I can cut a little bit, but we're coming through. That's it.
And normally what we do with this, and we'll do it tonight also, we'll let it sit overnight so it all blends.
Yes.
And then tomorrow morning we'll put it in the oven again to heat them up at about 9:30. So by 11:30 we bring them down to the fairgrounds and they'll be perfect.
You know, when I made that for the ice rescue, we made it the night before.
Yes.
You know, and I was like, yeah, we're making it the night before. I know it's not going to be as good. And one of the guys goes, what are you talking about? When you make sausage and peppers, you gotta let that marinate.
Yeah,
you gotta let that sit.
You do.
And you know, that's what we did. It came out really good.
Good.
And I like the tomato paste. That gives it a little bit of red color.
Well, it pulls all the flavors together. So you're not eating a pepper and an onion and a sausage. You're eating a blended.
Everything together. Yeah. Makes it.
I'm gonna salt this just lightly.
All right. I'm gonna finish up cutting up these last couple. Okay.
Very good.
Wow.
Oh, you figured it out.
I figured it out. It's still not as good as you, Ray. Still not as good as you. We're gonna call this episode Ray and Ray. I'm gonna add this to what we just cooked. We're cooking up, and then we'll mix this up.
Yes, we will.
We'll finish it up.
Just throw those in here.
And then
we'll take this. Let me just mix this.
And then we're gonna try this bad boy. All right. All right. Ray, we just about done?
All right, we're here.
Oh, we are here. I'll put it right there. I'll scoop it in for you.
Okay, what you?
All right. Do a little lefty.
Yeah, there we go.
I'll push it in. Wow, this thing's heavy. Let's weigh like 20 pounds. Now, how many people is this for?
This is for about 200.
Well, this isn't for 200.
No, this isn't. But tomorrow will be about 200.
Yeah.
People.
Yeah, before I said today, it's for tomorrow.
Yes.
We're making for feeding 200 people for this jolt drill.
Yes.
How many pounds of onions?
50 pounds of onions.
50 pounds of onions. 50 pounds of peppers.
50 pounds of peppers. 30 pounds of sausage.
Oh man. All those pounds of salt.
And we also have chicken and other salads and all that. So.
Oh wow.
We're going to feed people real well.
And this is at your fairgrounds.
At our fairgrounds.
At your fairgrounds down in Northport.
Yes.
Like going towards Ishroken.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Oh, they call it the pit, right, or something like that. Is that the bad thing to call it?
It's Northport Bay Estates. It's the pit.
It's the pit. It used to be a gravel pit, right?
It was. Yes.
They dug it all out and they made this part of Northport.
They donated the property to us.
Yeah. And you're also doing breakfast too tomorrow, right?
We're doing breakfast tomorrow, starting at we'll down there at 6, and we'll do the bacon up here tonight, and we'll feed everybody breakfast and then lunch. And I have back here, I have a funeral. I'm going to put the lunch out for the funeral.
So you're just going to be cooking?
I guess, yes.
Cooking.
Yeah,
but you love it. You absolutely love it. All right, let me grab our tongs.
We have a good time.
And I'm going to just do a little. I'm just going to scoop a little out. But you know what? I got some better tongs. Let me grab my tongs.
You got tongs, yeah.
Got my tongs. We'll put a little on each plate. That'll be you.
You have a fork?
I got a fork. I got it all. Okay. I'm going to put a lot on my plate because I love sausage and peppers. This looks amazing. I'm going to grab my fork. All right, let's give it a try.
Give it a try.
Oh.
To cook a little more.
Right.
They're good.
It's great. Hundreds of people are going to be very happy. Delicious. Well, Ray, thank you. This is great. You do a lot of great things. It's a great thing that you guys are doing. Okay. If you want to find out more about Firehouse Kitchen or any of the foundations, you can find more about the Varice Foundation, the Burn Centers, the Isotown Fire Museum. Go to firehousekitchenshow.com or friend us on Facebook at Firehouse Kitchen. And thank you for being on
Firehouse Kitchen.
All right. Very cool.
All right.
Awesome.